Alright everybody, it's time for another Diecast challenge. This time we are doing a challenge for Diecast Loonie. This challenge by Diecast Loonie is the Lowered Cars Challenge, and it is that you have to pick 10 cars that are lowered stance. So something like this, or the Impala Lowrider, and you gotta pick 10 cars from your collection and showcase them. So I'll be sure to put his channel in the description below, and without a further ado, let's get started, shall we? The first car we're gonna take a look at is the Tail Dragger in black. This is a very beautiful casting. This one, I think, is from the early 2000s. This one's all metal, and it's a very, very heavy casting. It's all metal, but it's black, has the lace wheels, very lowered, and the wheels go underneath the wheel well, and the interior is white, and a very nice casting. Up next, we have one that we showcased not all that long ago. It's the 61 Chevy Impala. And this guy came out of the Fast and Furious 5-pack. If anybody wonders why this car seems so familiar, that is why. Very nice casting. And there's going to be a few Impalas on this list since I had a hard time finding variety. And actually, speaking of Impalas, the next one that we're going to show is another Impala. This one used to be Ramon from Cars. However, I turned it into a little more of a realistic looking lowrider. And I believe I built this for 3 Blind Mice challenge, if I can remember correctly. It was back in June. And I made a video on this a little while ago. So if I can remember to put the link of that, I'll put the link of that in as well. Up next, we have the 57 Roadster in a very interesting, like, orangey yellow. And this one was a new model in the early 2000s. This guy actually came out as a treasure hunt in 2002 in green. And it's a very fascinating treasure hunt. I actually do have that somewhere. Can't find it for now, but this guy is a very beautiful, interesting casting. This, I believe, is a Chevy Bel Air, if I'm not mistaken, and that's what it looks like in the front. But it's stretched out and it looks a little more goofy looking. But a very interesting casting. It's one that's not made anymore. Up next, we have this So Fine in green. I found this somewhere, like in a park or something. I can't remember exactly where, but it was lost, so I thought I'd take care of it and get it back to and clean it up. And here it is. It sits on my shelf now, and it's got quite the fascinating little story to it. Beautiful olive light green color. It looks decent on this car, especially with the black tampos. And then you have those PR5s that go under the wheel well. Now there's another really interesting casting. Up next, I believe this guy is the Attitude, and I thought for some reasons this was like the Willys stock car, but it's not. I was getting that confused with something else. And here it is in red, and it has the green and yellow decals that go on it, and it looks pretty decent, I'd say. It has a green windshield. I don't know why they made the green windshield for it, but very fascinating piece nonetheless. With the black spoiler in the back, it's relatively a low casting. This is a pretty tough challenge. There's not very many people that will find a lot of low casting, so I dare you to try to find some. Up next, we have a fantasy casting. It's going to be the only one we see that's fantasy. But it is the ground effects in purple. And excuse the dog in the background, but this is a fantasy casting that came out a while ago, and it is in purple, and it has a, I think this is actually a metal body, metal base, if I'm not mistaken. The skinny wheels are on this one. Excuse me, sorry, I had to go let the dog outside, but it is a very interesting casting. I have this one in green, and that was the last time I think we've seen it in the main line. I'm pretty sure it came out in the Pixar set a few years ago. But not the best casting. I just happened to get it out of like a brick bag or something. Up next, we're sticking with the theme of purple. This one is the 64 Pontiac Grand Prix. This one sits really low, as the wheel goes under that wheel well again. A very nice casting. This is from the Matchbox Moving Parts series. Has a blue windshield, white interior. Not much detailing in the front or back, but it kind of makes up when you get the moving parts. Like, hold on here. Like that. So that door, the doors on each side open up, and that's what makes up for it. And not a bad casting. I think this, we don't get a lot of very Matchbox moving parts around here, so. And the next two are going to be trucks. We're going to start out with this fascinating red El Camino. This one came out last year's B case, where the supercharger was at Grand Sport, that I actually did find. But that's beside the point. We are here to look at this El Camino. I did a custom of this not all that long ago. I remember doing it for another build-up. I think it was for Diecast Graveyard. And I think I made a video on that too, so I'll have that in the description if I can remember. But I do remember making a video on it. But anyways, not a bad casting. It's time for our final casting we are going to take a look at. And this is a very popular one. It's the 83 Chevy Silverado. This one was exclusive to the 50-pack cases. And here it is in blue. This one came out in the 50th anniversary. I think it was around 2018 when they introduced the all those 50 car holders. It's like those little display cases. That's it. Has the Hot Wheels logo on the side, the red line wheels. This is a very popular casting among collectors. And this also came out as a supercharger back in 2014's K case. And it's quite the grail of a supercharger now. I hope you enjoyed this showcase, and I hope that I did the best that I could to meet the requirements. I hope I did a good job on that. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys decide to join in on this challenge. Thank you, Diecast Loonie, for allowing us to do this challenge. Happy hunting, and stay safe.